Good morning. It is day 3 of our road trip. We are packing up and leaving this beautiful place, this national park. We had an amazing breakfast, like I said, was included in the price of this cabin. It was so magical with mountains all around us and the food was delicious. So now we're gonna make the long drive up to Durmitor National Park. I think it's gonna take about 4.5 hours, so let's get on the road. Actually, when we were checking out, the owner of the hotel, I wish he was there yesterday, but he was giving us a bunch of tips and he told us, one, that we should download maps.me. He said it's the best maps in all of Montenegro because not only does it show you, where everything is, like restaurants, hotels, but it also has all of the hiking trails on there. So if we would have had it yesterday, he said we probably would have been able to find the Planinica hike, but oh well. And then we told him we were going to Durmitor National Park next, and he said on the way, 5 minutes down the road, you should go check out this waterfall and this thing called the Blue Eye. So that's what we did. You go literally 5 minutes down the road from where we were staying. Parked our car right here, right next to the waterfall. Super gorgeous waterfall that goes down into like this little, almost like a cenote. Then you walk straight from the waterfall about 2 kilometers and there you'll see this blue eye. It kind of reminds me of like the geothermal pools in Yellowstone. Turquoise water, super deep, really awesome spot to stop off and end our time here. And now we're gonna head back on the road, go to Durmitor National Park. So we just checked into our hotel, our little guest house that we're staying at in the town of Zabčak. It's right at the base of where Durmitor National Park is. So we're just gonna rest for the rest of the night and then we're gonna wake up early and attempt to do the hike to Planinica. Alright, day 4, 6:30 a.m. We're ready to hike this hike. Hopefully we can find it. I have it here on maps.me to follow the trail to Planinica. Should take around 5 to 6 hours round trip, so let's see if we can actually finish this hike this time. So we've been hiking for about an hour now, and I will say that this trail compared to the past 2 places we've gone, it's a lot better. You can actually see the trail and there are some more signs, but the signs do point us in different directions than my maps.me has been telling us, so we've just been following that. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. But it's super beautiful so far. Let's keep going. And we made a little friend along the way. This dog has been leading us. Free guide. Alright, so we've been hiking for about 2.5 hours now. We just passed a sign that said Planinica, so that makes me really happy that we're actually on the right path. I've been kind of worried because maps.me hasn't been as accurate as I was hoping, but the signs have been really awesome and there's like red paint marks everywhere that we've been following, and so far it's led us here, so done a pretty good job. Hopefully that sign said 2.5 more hours, so I'm really hoping that that's not true, but I guess we'll see. The first hour was just flat, just walking really nice. This past hour and a half has been all uphill, like extremely hard, bouldering on some parts. Some rocks have fallen in the path, you had to go around them, so it's been pretty intense, pretty hard. Right now it looks a little bit flatter, so hoping it continues now that we're kind of on the top of the mountain. We'll see. Alright, so obviously you can tell I'm not on the hike anymore. There was a little bit of a problem. We hiked for about 3 hours and we had just passed the sign that said 2.5 more hours to get to where we wanted to go. So we were already kind of feeling discouraged because I thought it was like 5 to 6 hours round trip, but it seems to be 5 to 6 hours each way. So we wouldn't have made it because we still have to drive back to Kotor anyways. But the dog that was guiding us, we lost it for a little bit and went into the bushes, and all of a sudden it just started barking like crazy, kind of whining, sounding like just crazy sounds and rustles in the bushes. So we don't know what kind of predators are out here. We don't know if there are bears, wolves, anything like that. So as soon as we heard the dog going crazy, we figured there was something out there, and so we just sprinted down the mountain. I haven't been that scared in a long time. We were just running as fast as we could. We got down in like an hour and a half. We didn't see anybody on the hike the entire time that we were there until we got down to the very bottom, and we've seen like probably 10 to 15 people now like starting the hike, and right now it's about 11 o'clock. So if you do want to do this hike, I don't think that you'll make it the whole way if you do start at 11, but this is when it seems like there's a lot of people, which makes it a lot safer. So I would say start at this time and just go to one of the valleys that we went to. I think we made it to Donja Valley. I'll put it on the screen here, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So even still, like, the hike was totally worth it, even if we didn't make it all the way to Planinica. So 0 for 3 on the hikes that we wanted to do on this road trip so far, but it's been super beautiful and I'm really glad we came. Now we have a 3-hour drive, I believe, back to Kotor, so let's get on the road. Ending this amazing road trip here in Kotor Bay. I'll give you guys a little bit of details, just like some logistics of the road trip, so you can have that in mind if you want to do one yourself. We did this road trip, round trip from Kotor. We were able to rent this car for 30 euros per day from the Airbnb owner that we stayed with when we first arrived. I'll put that link below. Total, we rented the car for 4 days, 30 euros per day, so total 120 euros. We only stayed 3 nights, so the first cabin was 19 euros, the second one was 28, and the third one was 14. So not too bad on accommodations, whether we were in the cabins in the mountains or that little guest house in the city. We averaged about 5 euros per person per meal. We usually eat like 2 meals per day, so it's about 10 euros per person per day for food, and then total we spent 50 euros on gas for that whole trip. So wasn't too terrible, honestly. It was so worth the money, and I can't recommend doing that enough. If you do fly into the capital city, I think it's pronounced Podgorica, I'll put it right here. If you do fly into there, because that is the capital city and the biggest airport, you can easily do the same thing round trip from there. We actually drove through there to go to the Komovi Mountains, which was our first stop. You can totally rearrange this itinerary if you want to match your needs, but I would stick with going to Komovi, Prokletije, and then to Durmitor. They're all unbelievable, and that way of doing it, you can go from the worst roads to the best roads, so it makes it a little bit easier for you. As always, make sure you comment any questions that you have. I'd love to help you out and answer any questions about this beautiful country of Montenegro. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.